Hello and welcome from Manifest 2026. We're wrapping it up today. We've been all over the place. So I've been in meetings. I did more meetings this year, I think, than I did last year. And it's a great event. If you haven't been, you should. I think they said 82 or 8,800 attendees.
8,800 total registrants, and I believe 8,000 or just a hair over actually came and went to registration.
Wow, it's a big number. Originally projected to be 7,200.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I think, was 6,200.
68.
Yeah. So either way, we're jumping up. The biggest event for the year for us, for the most part. There's a few other conferences that tap into it. It's not quite the same energy, but this one certainly kicked off well. So I will say this: the most common question I was asked at Manifest, what do you think it was?
Are you AI?
What happened to your foot?
What happened to your foot?
That's fair.
I wanted to put a sign up on the top of my head.
Yes.
Yeah, here's the foot. Here's the foot.
No free feet.
Wanted to put a sign up on my forehead, or then I got this electric cart that said Achilles tendon. Yes, thanks. And because the question was, what happened to your foot? Does it hurt? And then I'd say thanks. Yeah. So, and that's literally, I'd be talking to a million other people, and then someone would come up and go, people probably ask you this question all the time, but what happened to your foot? And then before I finish what I'm saying, the next person's showing up going, yep. Nate, what happened to your foot?
Aliens.
So yeah. So next to that, it was AI, but yeah. So what's your guys' take on Manifest?
The one word that comes to mind for me is business. Talking to people, they've got tons of meetings. They came in with meetings scheduled. The floor was hopping. There was tons of people, and it didn't look or seem like it was just salespeople talking to salespeople.
No.
Which is something that we've seen at other shows. It seemed like there was actual business happening. Mm-hmm. So, and another big one was the investors. Lots of conversations around making investments. Lots of conversations and meetings happening around the show, not necessarily at the show, but a lot around the show in terms of talking about M&A and business, like you were doing in your room.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the breakout too. I mean, some tech companies we met with, some investors we met with, and we had more truckload customers here than we ever had in the past.
Yeah.
And some of them are very strategic customers of ours. So we had meetings and dinners with them as well. So it was a great breakout on that. And I know, the rest of the team was running around doing their stuff also. But I had a constant stream of people that were accommodating to my foot. So we were able to have people here and chat. So that's worked out well. Susan, Bain, what's your take on it?
I think my experience is a little unique given what I did the weekend prior to Manifest, but no, connection was definitely the biggest one. I mean, certainly, meetings were set and people were very ready to go, and there's always a lot of excitement, at this event. And so it was really cool once again to kind of see that come to fruition, the run up to it and all the hype. And one of the things that Manifest, and kudos to the team at the Hive Group for doing this, and Dan Reese and Pam Simon and their team, they keep the intimacy that has been the staple of Manifest as the original one. And so I think and as you grow to a size like this, that's very, very hard. But that's always been my experience. There was a level of intimacy to it. And what I mean by that is just your ability to see people, meet people, make those meetings, make connection happen, but also then have the ad hoc meetings and have those, those cool serendipitous moments to whether it's business, whether it's partnerships, whether it's just like, hey, this could be just a good connection to have, long term. Those opportunities are still there, and they make those opportunities happen with the way the schedule is set up, with the expo hall not being open right away and registration being available. And again, look at the location where it's very designed to bring people together. And so all that's been awesome. And to all those that reached out and said nice things, thank you. It's been very nice to get the congratulations after the weekend I had. So
that was. So Susan, what's your take?
To that point, the level of collaboration just doesn't exist anywhere else. I don't know why we all have to come to Vegas with, 85 under 100 other people, but even partners and customers that we talk to pretty regularly, there's just a level of frankness to the conversations here that it just doesn't exist any at any other time during the year that I feel. And I missed last year, so but I went the year before that. It's also the day one thing I noticed, the kickoff wasn't until that night. The expo hall wasn't even open. The sessions were absolutely packed. I went to 2 that first day. There were no seats available.
Oh, wow.
So the eagerness to just dive in and learn and get going, it's like a multi-company user conference. So yeah, just this is lightning in a bottle in terms of a conference for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I didn't get downstairs that much. I got downstairs today for a little while on, long story short, ended up with one of those nice little old lady electric carts. It was a little humbling.
It's called a rascal.
Fair enough, but it's an old lady electric cart with a basket on the front of it.
Which you could have put snacks in.
I could have, but if I didn't have it long, well, I guess it's sitting over there. But either way, made it down to the expo hall today, and it's extremely important that you make time for that. So it's I was a little disappointed I didn't make it there yesterday. I was stacked with meetings anyway, but I think next year I'll be taking more of a halvesies strategy of morning or afternoon in the expo hall, and then meetings for the rest of the day. Just wandering around and bumping into people. You never know what the possibilities are. At the end, as I was trying to extract myself from the expo hall, which took a very long time, I acquired a new customer. So just randomly sitting there, and a guy walks up to me and he goes, "I know you. I run this. I'm this shipper. I need help connecting the carriers. I need help doing this." Big shipper. So, which I didn't even tell you guys this yet. So I'll tell you later.
Cool.
Fairly big shipper, and been aware of them for a while. But I mean, we have a meeting next week that we're gonna get together and talk about what's possible. So that's random. If I wouldn't have went to the expo hall today, I wouldn't have walked out with that. So you never know what's gonna pop up for you. It's so many people here that you just don't know what the possibilities are until you come and be part of it. Being able to walk around and see all the booths. The booths increased 30% or so.
There's a lot. There's
I
bigger ones, and there's a lot of equipment down there too. I don't remember seeing that last year.
Yeah.
There's like literally trucks and tons of robots.
There was some stuff. I think there's more this year. And
Yeah.
I mean, as far as bigger booths go, we'll bring on somebody here in a minute who had a big booth down there. So she likes big booths, and she does not lie. So I like the booths with the stuff above it, so you knew where you were at. It sounded like Disneyland. So it's Disneyland for logistics people. So as far as the messaging coming out of here, what did you, Susan, I'm going to ask you this question, and we'll sequence in someone else here. But from a messaging standpoint, what did you feel like you were getting off the floor or out of the meetings? What was everybody talking about?
AI this is what we say on every podcast, but it's an overwhelming amount. There are hundreds of startups here and partners we've never heard of. Every time we show up at one of these, it's top of mind. I don't think you missed out on much not being down there a lot, because the customers rushed into our meetings, and that was first question on everyone's list. And, part of the reason at GLCS that we are here, we're tasked with helping customers make their technology decisions, including, what should they think, and should they be leveraging or looking at emerging technology? So, I mean, that's over half of what we do. That's why we're here, learning, studying. We're in meetings about this. And, my initial reaction is, how on earth, how can we help them navigate this? How do they safely engage with one of these new startups? What kinds of things should they be concerned about on the front end, asking about? So how, in the sea of AI, how do they navigate it? How do they flow through it?
So yeah, I think I agree, and we started to come up with a path that needs to happen. One of the customers that we met with said, "I had 600 meetings with AI solutions, and I'm a little swimming in that." And we've already started to etch out pieces of this. Something that's a major concern with AI is security. Many providers are not taking that into account, or not taking that into account enough. And there's probably 3 layers of security, and we plan on doing much more work on this. But is your data going into an LLM, and is that being shared out to the public? Do the APIs provide a layer of security more so than what you'd see? Because many of these companies you're doing business with, and you're providing them all of your order data. And if you think about that, here's my customer list, here's my order data, potentially my rates, everything that you have. So how is that data being transmitted? How is it clean? How is it secure? And then not only that, what are they going to do with the data? Because in many cases, we're seeing contracts that include that they own the data once you send it to them. So we've taken that position. You also have the health of the company. The barrier to entry now is very, very low. Using AI to develop AI is happening, and so people may have really good ideas, but and that's wonderful. You have to start with an idea, but the need to go grab a $500,000 funding round to get started is gone. Yeah. So you don't need that anymore. So
AI obviously is prevalent throughout everything that we saw, whether it's the panels, whether it's the startups. Everyone's talking about it, and a couple of things I'll say about AI is like AI is coming. AI has been here. It is here. It is not a fad. That said, there is a significant amount of AI that is smoke and mirrors at best, and that's why we're talking about this. Is like there is so much to wade through, and again, it's not that people necessarily have ill intent. It's just they see the basic check marks of the traditional freight tech startup of big possible TAM, disruptable industry, blah 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 blah. So knowing that we're doing a lot of the legwork right now, but that said, is as we hold some of these organizations to the fire, we're finding some diamonds in the rough, and that is super exciting. That there is actual traction. They have clients. They have use cases, and multiple use cases sometimes. That is very exciting to talk about and see what the possibilities of that is. And so again, AI is not going to go the way I think of like blockchain did 5 years ago. It is going to have a lot more traction in the industry, but there is a very long way to go before we get to Jarvis, so to speak. So
long way off.
Yeah.
So the keyword you said for me was messaging. So when you walk the floor, the names have AI in it. The booth says AI. And it's not a differentiator. When everybody does it, it's not
technically I'm AI. B-A-I-N is my last name. So technically I'm AI.
Right? Like Bain's AI. But I mean, to my
Explains
point is I think people care more about what the solution can do and not necessarily how it's done. And so if everybody's AI, what's unique about it?
Right.
So it's like, what do you do? Like, stop saying you're AI. Tell me what you do.
It's like brokers saying our service is a differentiator. No, it's not.
Right.
Well, part of the issue that you have there is AI is all encompassing, right? It's a huge term.
Yeah.
And until we segment that out further, we're going to continue to say AI, and what does that mean?
But it's in various capacity too. Yep. Like, I mean, there's that whole like automation and agentic systems, or there's just having intelligence. And the one thing that I really like stand on is we really don't have true AI yet. So when we
we're
say
a long
that,
way off from that. I mean, it's the 4 categories of AI, and we're only at level 2. So that's
right.
We're a long way off.
The system does what you train it to do.
Right.
And it only knows what you teach it. So it's not thinking necessarily on its own. It's not making decisions necessarily. Not all of it.
And you have to also build the context for it too. Certainly there's the training, but there's also the context of, if you're going to put on your 20-year professional logistician hat, how does that thinking work? How does that thought process work?
Yeah. I mean, ultimately you're building in a rule sets that it has to fall within, but you still have to build it, right? You have to build it, train it, whatever, use the word that you want. We're just seeing some good use cases. We haven't even scratched the surface. No. We don't even know what we're really going to do with this. And if someone says that they're a mature AI product, then they're probably really, really blowing smoke. So a couple of the things that popped up that also came with this kind of revelation around security are, the makeup the company as well. Who's working there? Where do they come from? What's their background history? Who are they working with, et cetera, et cetera. So those are all things that kind of came into that discussion also. So you can find a lot of this out on your own by reviewing websites, looking at LinkedIn, seeing where's the product created. And there's all of that has to be taken into a whole review of the organization. But if all the check marks go towards the bad side or the questionable side, then move on to the next vendor or don't even have the call.
If your fleet's downtime looks like chaos, you're missing out on GLCS. In the time-critical world of trucking and logistics, every minute counts. Meet GLCS, your expert partner in managed IT and technology services. We integrate seamlessly with your team, bringing seasoned IT professionals with deep trucking and logistics expertise. Imagine your software updates running smoothly, complex issues resolved quickly, and operations humming with efficiency. GLCS has your back. Our support doesn't just fix problems, it prevents them with our industry connections and proactive approach. We keep your trucks rolling and your brokers working. Think of us as the added resource your company needs to unleash its full potential. Visit glcs.net today and keep your business driving forward. GLCS, where efficiency meets expertise.
Okay, we had a little technical difficulty, so we made it through that and we're back. But apparently everybody's not at the conference anymore, and they're all on the internet here at the Venetian.
Trying to make dinner reservations.
Yes. Yes.
A little late.
Another key tip about coming to Manifest: if you want to go to a nice dinner, you should make that about 60 days in advance.
Book it in December.
So yeah, absolutely. We did some of that, and we've been able to go to dinners, but lots of other people have been having problems, especially if you want more than like 5-6 people.
Yeah.
So absolutely make your dinner reservations far in advance. If you're going to host an event or something like that, keep it on property. Go to dinners on property. Don't typically try to get people off property. It's a good chance of failure, or you're going to have some last minute changes. So before we bring on Danielle, I wanted to talk a little bit about your achievement in the last week. Oh, he's getting all bashful. He's getting all bashful. So tell us about it. You've been, as long as I know you, you've been hunting this. So proud of you for achieving it.
Thank you.
Super glad I was able to catch it relatively live time.
Didn't die this time, so that's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't need that getting broadcasted.
No. So I will apologize ahead of time if I get a little emotional about it, because it is still it's a big deal. So this past Saturday, my girlfriend Dakota and I competed at Holy Wars out in Massachusetts. She was part of the first flight, all ladies, and I was part of the last flight, all kind of the big hitters. And both of us are very known for our squats, and we're both pretty strong. And so Dakota was the 32nd woman to ever squat 700 pounds, squatted 716, which puts her number 18 all time, all women, all weight classes. It was super cool to get to experience that. So that put plenty of pressure on me to actually do my job on Saturday. And so I actually missed my opener of 11:13, which was a little nerve wracking. And my coach asked me, what do you want to do? So we came here for one reason, man, or two reasons. Basically a 1,200 pound squat, a 2,500 pound total. And so we loaded it up, and I took the 1201, and probably the longest 2 seconds of my life after I re-racked that, and was waiting for the judges' calls to get into the computer and tell the crowd if it was a good lift or not. And so as my hearing came back after the lift, I had 2 white lights, and so the place went nuts. And so I became the 22nd man to ever squat 1,200. Thank you. Second man over 40, and I am the lightest man of all time to do it.
So you are the lightest, strongest man in logistics.
I am. I'm not necessarily proud about that. I prefer uppercase Bain, as we like to say. But what was really cool is some powerlifting stuff. So after the meet, we were going through some stats with the rest of the crowd that had stayed during awards. And then I was told, so the 275 class that I compete in, the previous all-time world record in the over 40 division was a guy named Chuck Vogelpohl, who's like basically the Nolan Ryan of powerlifting. He's a legendary guy, one of the best of all time. His best squat was 1180. And so I squatted that. I overtook Chuck, and that is my first all-time world record. So it was
Nice.
It was cool. It was like I said, we still get a little emotional about it. And to put it into context, it was a lift that I have tried for, in the gym. I've taken 1,200 pounds probably a dozen times or so. Tried it once in a meet, and the club is so exclusive that there is literally a group chat that I'm now a part of. It is a global group chat for those that have done it, and so it was very, very cool to get added to that and then just get a bunch of welcome to the club messages. So and now I've done it without a lot of support. All the folks here included who have been very supportive and allowed me to go and pursue that. So it's been super fun, and still hasn't really hit that it's real yet. I'm sure once it's on the internet, on the big spreadsheet in the cloud, then it'll be official. So
I know. I think it was Sunday night. Mm-hmm. We hit an elevator, and this guy comes in. And he goes, "Strongest man in logistics."
Yeah. And it never gets old when I hear that. But then, like when I see that, it's like, wow! Like even amongst my peers in that side of my life, there's a different level now, and so it's like I said, very cool, very humbling, and it's still wrapping my head around it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, congratulations on that. We're all super proud of you. So and Dakota as well. So,
oh yeah, she's the strongest woman in tech.
So all right. So I think you're gonna bail.
I'm gonna tag out.
So you're gonna bail, and we're gonna bring in Miss Danielle Spinelli. There we go. So we'll do our best to cap off a whole hour here. I don't know if we're gonna make the whole thing, but Danielle,
hi,
welcome.
Thanks for having me, as always.
Absolutely. So you've been listening to us chat about all of this stuff with Manifest this year. What's your take on it?
So I love this, my third Manifest. I've always had so much fun. It's in Vegas. That's a blast. And even being able to just walk the strip and do all the fun things.
You had time to walk the strip?
I did. I got here I was here for Super Bowl. So I was there that whole day. It was beautiful. I wish I had shorts on because it was
you got in super early.
I got in super early.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got to do that. But just outside of Vegas and kind of doing all the fun Vegas stuff, Manifest is just a great way to really learn about all of logistics. I think this is probably the only conference that you get the whole scheme of everything. And I always learn something new because I really have been siloed in my over the road transportation, that type of thing. And so learning just about like warehousing, fulfillment, ocean, air, just all the different aspects of it has just been really cool. And even learning, for me as like the cargo theft piece and things, learning more about what warehouses are going through. And I've been able to talk to a lot of really great people. So it's been awesome. Great opportunities. We had a lot of really cool big name shippers come to our booth, which was really cool. They had the same type of problems like any broker has. And so it was cool being able to like hear their side of it and how can we help and make that, solution for them too. So very cool business, personal, first conference of the year. So this is like, hanging out with all my homies after the holidays. And so that's always fun.
It's always, so the last 2 years for me, it's been the first conference of the year. I was planning on doing something earlier, but it didn't get in the cards. So but it was nice to not have to do anything for a few weeks, because here on out, it's like every other week till May, if not more. But Manifest kicking off the year is always, one of my favorite things. It's this year I paced myself a little better, but I was forced to, so I didn't have to.
Me too. I went to bed last night at 8:30, which is usually it's until 5 or 3, and then I wake up at 5 because that's 8 Eastern, and yeah, I usually don't sleep here, but
Yeah.
I did well. Maybe I'm getting more mature.
Proud of
Maybe.
you, too.
I hope not. But
I think we all want to try to make the event tonight as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
we needed to prep for it because we're all over a
Yep.
certain age.
well, and it's a lot of walking. It's
Yeah.
a really big conference, so there's a ton to walk.
Yeah.
And of course, you're on like the hard conference floor. So, I saw some people with, boots on or heels on or whatever. And I'm like, no, tennies all the way. Your best shoes. That's what you should wear to this.
Yeah,
Most
I
comfortable.
switched
Most comfortable.
black tennis shoes last year completely. Dumped the dress shoes entirely, and
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
I don't need to look that good. So not at a conference. Maybe
Right.
for a dinner. I bring them with, but I definitely don't wear them during the day. And that was a game changer when I started doing that. Doing 20 plus conferences a year. You fry your feet
Fry.
sometimes, especially if you're standing at a booth.
Yes.
If you're just walking, you might get a ton of steps, but it's not quite as punishing. So,
Yeah.
and the carpet and the padding on the carpet and everything really does
a
matter. So, so what are some? So you kind of went through, said did the overview of Manifest. What are some takeaways from it? What did you? I mean, you heard us talking about AI.
Yeah.
So
Lots
unless
of AI.
you have something to add to that, don't say AI. Say you took something else away.
I'm not talking about. The only thing I will say is it was kind of interesting because Descartes has a whole new AI solution with MacroPoint, where a lot of AI companies have been coming in and kind of doing what really MacroPoint should have been doing. But I know you mentioned earlier, like getting the right type of company to do the right LLMs and getting the right security in place. That was really what's taken us so long. So it was cool seeing what's out there compared to what we got coming. And so that's all I'll say about AI, though. That's the last time I'll talk about it. But other than that, I think just a lot of it's just new players and seeing who else can we integrate with, who can we talk with, what solution can maybe enhance our solution. And there's always somebody new, right? Like it's crazy how many booths there were here. And so I always like to stop by and be like, hey, what exactly do you do? Especially if it's in my realm of things. So that's probably my biggest takeaway is it's just like getting to nerd out over tech.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's if you want to nerd out over tech, it's here. So I wish I had the time to go from booth to booth to booth to booth. So,
Right.
But speaking of booth to booth to booth to booth to booth, Nathan Chaney was everywhere this year.
Yeah.
So
he's the best.
yeah, absolute great guy. I wish I always have. Every time I see Nathan, I'm like, I need to spend time chatting with you, and then So saw him last night. He was over there. He was over here. See a few videos. He did a cool video that I liked. So yeah, he's doing a great job doing Nathan
He actually
Chaney
has
things.
a thing, I think, with Sajira Transportation that's like, where's Nathan? Because he travels so much and he's everywhere.
That's
But
funny.
I think they actually have like a tracker. Oh
Oh my gosh, I love that.
That's
He
great.
did. So me and him talked prior to Manifest because he does the supply chain newsletter,
Right.
Which I'm excited because I get to be a part of it too.
Right for it.
Yeah.
We write for it too.
Yeah. And so I was talking to him like, we just need like a big group selfie with all of us popping in one spot. So he tried to do a meetup, and so a lot of us made it. I was late, so I don't know.
There was no way I was making it. I needed to know like 2 weeks ago.
But it was fun being able just to see other people that you see online all the time, but you actually can meet and shake hands and like, oh yeah, I read your article about this. And yeah, Nathan does a great job at bringing people together. Yeah.
Next year we'll have to coordinate that at the freight movement event.
Yeah.
So
the freight movement event. That was
Ballast did it. Ballast, which is a leadership group, a founders group, they had their meeting at freight movement. So
gotcha.
Yeah, so that we'll have to do that there next year. So which it seems like we're going to do another freight movement event next year. This year, Jennie, if you want to describe it, go right ahead.
Describe our event.
Yeah,
it was so fun.
It was great. So we did a 1920s prohibition theme in the 1923 prohibition bar. We also had the downstairs -5 ice bar, where we started off with VIPs, and they come in and they put the coats on, and you go in this freezing room. I don't know how they lasted.
I was in there a good
20 minutes.
I had a dress on, and I was like, mistakes were made, but it was
it was so cool. It was a really cool experience.
So cool.
So, and then after the VIP time, we open that to everybody, so you can go between the prohibition and the ice bar and kind of get a feel for both spaces. But the prohibition space was really cool. It was awesome. There were so many people. I think we had, I don't know if we had like 500 people.
550, somewhere in there, yeah.
yeah, so we had quite a few people. I've talked to people who were like, was that your event? The people that said they were coming to our event didn't come to your event. So they were like, hey, we had 125 RSVPs and only 25 showed up because they went to your event.
Dang.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Ours
are better.
Sorry. No, it was really great. I mean, we had that line down the hallway like we did last year, but even more. I don't know. I think we had probably 6 people doing check-in at one time, trying to float everybody through. The music was great upstairs, the vibes, the photography.
We have all the pictures now. We haven't been able to get them processed. I want to get them out tomorrow so I can do a video. But with all the camera people that were running around, we've got access to all those pictures now.
It
So
was so funny.
Yeah,
So
I get that.
during the event, I remember because it's hard to get like your way into it because you run into people and you're talking. And so I'm like a couple steps in and I'm taking selfies and all of a sudden Nate's like, there's a selfie station on there. I was like, what? Is this for me? And I probably took so many selfies. The guy that was running it was like, I guess
Should I
the
just
AI.
send you all of them?
Yeah, the AI's like, he's like, yeah, AI will pick up on your face and it'll send you all of them. Don't worry. And it did. So it was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
So all the ladies that were part of GLCS, Virago, whatever, everyone wore, and then some friends all wore flapper dresses.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kept going over to take pictures at the selfie booth with everyone in a flapper dress. And this guy kept finally says, "You just bring all the ladies." But that booth, we enjoyed the one at Broker Carrier Summit in Orlando. And so that's kind of what went through my mind with this. But this one, they'd actually print out and hand you the picture.
Yeah.
So we've been having that for anyone coming into the suite here. We have those pictures laid out to see. So some people have commented, some don't notice, but no, I thought that was a fun. I didn't think that was going to be a thing, and then it ended up being a thing. So that was fun.
Yeah.
But we'll get some videos out on it. We'll get the pictures out on it. For anybody who stopped and took pictures, anyone who came, thank you. Thanks to Venture 53 for
they made 3
title.
$1 million announcements, which was like another thing tying it into Manifest. The investors are out there.
It was $1 million trucker buyer that turned into a $3 million trucker buyer.
Wow.
And that was a lot of fun. Being able to, I had to pull out like a different personality to make that announcement. So I don't normally get up on a stage and scream, but I got up on the stage and screamed. So and then kind of recapped it. But so yeah, they awarded $3 million. I know one of the companies was CloneOps. Do you remember the other two?
Chain and Carrier one.
Okay. Great. So
congratulations.
I know. I love all those guys, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are
so
3 great solutions.
Yeah, absolutely. So we still have quite a bit of time to cover, but so what's next? What do we got going on?
We're going to dinner, and then tonight is the big
we're
concert.
going to a concert tonight. Yeah.
I'm so excited. And then I'm going gambling. I haven't been gambling yet, and I'm getting some cash out. I'm going.
Well,
I'm debating what I'm going to do first, but I want to go.
I wish you well.
Some people have been winning some money from what I've been hearing. So
yeah, you don't hear about the people who lose money. I do know a couple people who have lost money. And, and, yeah, so
I've only heard the good. So I'm pushing my luck. I'm like,
take
your luck on me.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm lots of money.
Confessing I'm winning.
And then maybe
I'm
you'll just
manifesting.
retire.
Yeah, I'm manifesting I'm winning.
There you go.
Manifest. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I know. Well, Bain did well at the table. But I know a few other people that started and they're pretty deep. So I have not hit a table yet. I'm here for a few extra days, so I figured maybe I'd take some time on that and then see where it goes. But I'm definitely looking forward to dinner. So we're actually splitting apart though. Some of you are going to Mexican, and I'm going for a steak. So
it is like the ladies' language, margaritas.
Yeah, queso and margarita.
Margarita.
Yeah, whenever you guys are like, which one do you want to go to? I'm like, I'm margaritas.
Yeah.
Of course you're.
I know.
So I mean, your staple drink is half of a margarita.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
which I'll still order a ranch water, but it's basically a skinny margarita, really.
Yeah,
a water margarita,
Paloma, right?
Right, similar. Yeah, exactly.
So tonight we have what going on?
The concert, which
Tail
is Tail Cruise. Yep. It was funny because like you almost forget whenever you like it's like a not old school concert person, but an old school performer, and you're like, Oh, what was the song they played again? They were playing it, and like I was getting ready and listening to it. I'm
Well,
like,
somebody
okay, I'm
called
ready
it
to
Dynamite,
go.
and so I looked that up, but then I was like, oh, I know this song too.
I know,
this
yeah.
song too.
I was the same way. So I did like the essential. I have Apple Music, so I did like the essential playlist, and then I was getting ready and like getting all excited for today. And so, yeah, it's gonna be fun tonight. It's always fun hanging out with all the people.
Well, so I was really concerned about the leg and going there because there's nowhere to sit down. So I have to thank Truck Stop. They gave us a couple VIP tickets, so we're gonna go sit in their booth. So
okay,
nice.
you got the VIP tickets.
yeah, well,
I was like, what do I gotta do?
I played the emotional card and said,
man.
"Oh man, can you help with the leg?"
I tore my Achilles too. Dang it.
Yeah. So
we all need boots.
I'm looking forward to that. At least it was either that or I was actually thinking I might not go because I don't think I would have been able to stand that whole time.
Yeah, I know.
So I did that on Monday and it fried me. It didn't set a good precedence, and I think I got over that yesterday, and then today I've been just babying it. So, but I'm looking forward to that now, given the current situation. So
shout out to Chuck Stop.
I
Absolutely.
want to know where the VIP is.
It's
Like,
on
where
the-
do you?
it's
like,
on
when
the
you
side
walk
of the
in,
bowling,
yeah,
yeah.
there's a different.
I was part of that last year.
Oh,
yeah.
what, you getting the rider or something or what?
No, I got him through Truck Stop. Alan was partnership
Oh,
over there, and so he had because we were
Todd.
trying to figure out how we would be partners and stuff like that. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, so looking forward to this year. I actually would prefer to be up at the front of the bar, or they have a bar in the front. That's what I mean, not a drink bar, but
Yeah.
But then like once you get there, because that's where we were last year. There's no bathroom. There's no drinks because you can't. Leave
Yeah.
you
your
can't
spot.
leave that spot because
Yeah.
somebody else will take it.
Right.
So
Like
yeah,
bone
We
people off
poured
of
the
you.
champagne in our mouth.
Oh, perfect. So drinks to go.
No, like the guys that were on stage with
Yeah.
Flow Rider, they come down and like pour.
The dancers.
But you also got sprayed with all the champagne.
Right.
the
You're just soaking wet, but also having a drink.
last year I
a little
went and then we waited for quite a while, and I'm like, I gotta go, so I left, and I was on the way back, and Bain and I still want to do a little recording on this, but because we haven't ever addressed the Bain shirt off thing publicly.
Oh my gosh, I have a great picture. I need to send it to
Well,
you.
I have a
great
video.
picture.
I have the whole video. I have the video
Right.
from our perspective, from that front
We were
bar.
right
I've never
there.
put that video out.
You
No
need to do that.
one has that video except for
You got to do that.
GLCS people.
You
So
should
I
take it
think
in this podcast.
we're gonna maybe that's what we need to do is run that video to fill up a little bit of time. But we have to edit down to edit down that video. Well, we got to run to dinner here. But so I get back to the room, very similar room to this, and I walk in and I get a text. Bain's on stage with Flo. And I'm like, of course he is. And then a minute later, Bain's got his shirt off. I'm like, of course he does.
But then so did everybody else. They're like,
yeah.
follow suit. It's like,
Yeah.
put back
Yeah,
on.
is this Chippendales? What's happening
And then
here?
he's rapping with Flo, and I'm like, this all tracks.
This all
This is,
makes sense.
it's on brand for that man to do this. So
I'm hoping tonight.
very soon. Yeah, well,
See
I don't know.
round two.
I don't know. As long as it stops there,
Yeah.
I'm good. Because we called a few people on that video career-ending decisions.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, some
So-
people did lose their careers in last manifests on stage.
Oh, really? I didn't actually hear that,
Yes.
but we looked at some of the movements, and it was like, what are you doing? So
Yeah.
great to get up on stage. If you're the strongest man in logistics, you're doing something that if you're a guy and it makes sense, whatever, that's on you. But if you watch social media with Bain, half the time his shirt's off anyway. So
Mhm.
so I can't
on
be too
brand.
angry about it when he gets up there and Flow Rider was one of his artists. He was very that he followed a lot. So he was super geeked out about just being able to be up
Yeah.
there in general. So
He's like amped up, hulking it out up there. That was so great, honestly. I'm looking forward to
Well,
round two. Hopefully
just-
today.
the mic in the mouth and him rapping. I mean, he's not a very good rapper, but gave him the mic.
Bain, I couldn't imagine. You know what I mean?
So, but all right, anything in cap here to manifest 2026? What's the final messaging on it?
We going down the row? You first.
I mean, I'm already looking forward to next year.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, last year was great. I felt like this year was better. I mean, I don't know how this concert's going to go. It's going to be hard to top last year's.
Yeah.
But just in general, this has been a really great show, and I think it continues to get better and better. I love it because we make so many connections here, and like it's like a high school reunion for the industry. You come here and you connect with all these people, and it's like this annual reconnection. So I'm looking forward to next year. Like, I mean, that's where I'm at. I'm kind of just elated to see what's next for Manifest.
Yeah. It's funny, like you were talking about having all your friends' high school reunion here. Because it's funny because a lot of people end up going, they stay in logistics, but they'll go in different parts of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's great about this one too, like I said, you see all aspects. So then you do get to see the guy who ended up in the warehousing thing, or this guy that's here or there.
Where are you at now?
Right. And so you get to see so many different people. So it's really fun. And I think what I really loved, like I said before, was just like the shipper aspect of things and really getting to learn what their pain points are, because I don't really deal a lot with them. My 2026 goal is to help them with cargo theft and getting their operations in place. So it's nice being able to chit chat and have that angle. And then of course I've heard brokers have just been like milking in new customers, and I know a lot of tech companies are. It's great business. Like you mentioned before I came on, it was great business.
Yeah, I feel like for a while people were kind of sitting on their hands, not doing anything. But this to me was like a defining moment that that's not true anymore.
Yeah.
Like people came in and they're like, we have 80 meetings scheduled, and like actually doing business, not just what do you have? Oh, that's nice. We'll keep that in mind. It was like, no, let's move this forward. Let's continue to have conversations. And so I really feel like this was like a very great thing to see in terms of like the industry and where we're at and what shippers, brokers, everybody's doing and thinking about.
It gives you hope for 2026, because the past few years, I think everyone's like, still don't pay for anything, don't change anything.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
you know,
this year
maybe next
seems
year.
a lot more hopeful.
Yeah, Susan.
Just having missed last year, but 2 years ago, everything felt more siloed. Not a lot of collaboration. But
from 2 years ago.
Yeah, from 2 years ago, and it's also some of the tech didn't know the industry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'll see new shiny toys; they're great, but there's no application for them, or they don't really understand the application in the environment. No, they do now. They're becoming part of the industry. We also, talked to some, ocean and air people.
Yeah.
They wanted to know what we did as well. They found it fascinating. Some people from Europe.
Yeah.
So, it was very much a two-way street in terms. So we're all learning from each other, getting better. I think it's going to be hard to go to a regular conference now. So the other ones are going to have to step up their game, I think, for sure.
That's been happening for a while. I mean, I think on my side, so to address the that's what I call it, like, logistics prom. You end up having everybody show up at it, right?
Yes.
So today when we went out, one of the people I wanted to see is Kelly Dean Overton. Kelly is kind of my mentor in sales, and I've known Kelly for 25 years, maybe 26 years. So we have some interesting stories going way back, and I get to see. So for the last 3 years, I've seen Kelly at Manifest, and very rarely will I see him anywhere else because he's kind of niche, but he's got a heck of a career. So it's nice to be able to see somebody like that, meet with him, and then everybody else that I usually see. As well. So it to address that, there's over 8,000 people here, all doing what we do in all aspects, and a curated list from our freight movement event, 500 to 550 people. We're getting those numbers figured out. That was everyone in our area. I mean, when you walk through our event, it was kind of anybody who was anybody in our space. So that was here, and there was a few people that didn't make it that we're aware of, but. Next year we'll hopefully get more people along that line. And as far as other conferences stepping up, I think some of that has to do with your mentality on how you're approaching those conferences. And what I learned from this that I'm going to take over the last couple of years, and I've not moved this to other conferences yet, but I'm going to. And that's lots of people will reach out ahead of time and try to create some sort of connection with someone. I think we're going to double down that effort and try to create that more often, creating a nice space to meet as well. It's not always about the booth traffic, even though we all put lots of money into booths. We all spend a lot of time there, but getting outside of that area and having a meaningful conversation in a quiet space, I think is very important, and you can do that even at the largest of conferences. So, so that's my takeaway. It does keep getting bigger and better. And if you watch the episode that we had on with Katie from Hive, she talked about Manifest going to Europe and the mini manifests and all those other things, and we're excited about that too. So, so Manifest continues to build out, and I think a lot of us came into this one wondering what it was going to be like after the sale, and they're knocking it out of the park here. So, also to your point, 3 years ago, 3 manifests ago, 2 years ago, it was at Caesar's Forum, and it was kind of disconnected from the hotels, and here everything's at the Venetian. I feel like if you're going to be in part of this, you're going to have all those meetings, and you need to kind of be part of that and try to make sure that you're part of the ecosystem and not out and about, because then you just kind of get that disassociation like it was at Caesar's Forum. Not that it was bad, but it's just evolved. So,
yeah, I agree. It is very nice being all in one spot, and then there's so many different venues everywhere. So
yeah, you could just stay in Venetian and never go outside.
Most of the time you
I went outside yesterday. Elvis had a great event out at Top Golf, and we went out and met them. That's ALVYS, not.
Oh, I'm thinking
So
Elvis.
just to be, everybody's made that mistake. Even we were talking to somebody, and we're like, hey, we're going to see Elvis. And they were like, you're going to see Elvis? Like, that sounds amazing. I'm like, well, it's ALVYS. They're like, oh. So, but no, they had a good event last night off property. So we appreciate them inviting us to that. And we're going to pack it up and go. You're going to have a margarita. I'm going to have a steak and wrap this up. So
Let's go party.
yeah, let's go party. Stay curious, stay informed, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Until next time, drive forward with purpose and innovation. Thanks for watching.